Banker's algorithm. It's a multiple instances algorithm for multiple instances of resource. For single instance of resource, we have already learned resource allocation graph method. And here, each process must a priori claim maximum use of resources. When process requests a resource, it may have to wait until it gets the resource. When a process gets all its resources, it must return them in a finite amount of time after their execution. So these are the four important points. It is actually a deadlock avoidance algorithm. Banker's algorithm is also a deadlock avoidance algorithm. So it comes in two steps. One is a safety check, and another one is request grant. So before looking into the algorithm, it consists of some variables and data structures. So there are two variables, n and m. N indicates number of processes, m indicates number of resources types. Available is a vector, means here available, maximum, allocation, need are the four data structures used. So first one is a array and the remaining three are matrices. The available is a vector of length m. Whenever you say available of j equal to k, so the resource of type j is having a k instance. Similarly, when you look at the max n into m matrix, the max of ij equal to k means that for process I, the resource j is allocated k instances. And similarly, allocation, I mean max means it is required, so maximum required. So allocation is allocation of ij is equal to k means for process I, the j resource is already allocated the k instances. And need is, so it's a calculation. So need of ij is equal to k means that a process I requires the resource j of k instances. Like that we need to understand. So it is calculated like this: need of ij is equal to maximum of ij minus allocation of ij. So the diagram shows there one array and three matrices. So first comes the algorithm, safety algorithm. Already the processes are executing and they have some allocated resources already, and whether to check, and they also require they also have some need is also there, and available resources are also there. So with these, whether the present state of processes is possible to execute completely or not, that is called as safety check. So let us look into this safety check algorithm. First, consider two variables, work and finish, two arrays, work and finish, be vectors of length m and n. So one for resources and another one for n stands for finish, I mean processes. So work is equal to available. You just put the values present in the available vector to work, and make the finish of I equal to false, where I is having all the values 1, 2, 3, 4 up to n, means for all the processes you put as a false, which means that they have not yet finished. The second and the third points are repeating statements, second and third points, and this repetition ends in the second point only, second step only. Just look at this second step: find I such that both conditions should satisfy. Finish of I equal to false and need of I is less than or equal to work. So if this is the case, then you go to the next step. Otherwise, if there is no such condition, if no such I exists, then go to step 4. So in the third step, if the condition is exists, means that there are some not executed processes and their need is less than the available resources, then come to the third step. Work is equal to work plus allocation of I. Just add the allocated resources for the ith process to work, means you are reclaiming the values, and make it the finish of I, that process as true, means that it is executed. Then go to step 2. Again do the same process until there is no process is to be executed, or there is no need of I is less than or equal to work. Then come to the step 4. If finish of I for all I values is equal to true, means that all processes have been executed, then the system is in safe. If it is not the case, then system may not be in the safe. That is for safety check. The next is resource request algorithm for the process PI. If a process PI requests some resources, then what it will do? So here it goes in this way. Request is equal to request vector for the process PI. If the request of I of j equal to k, means that the resource is asking for additional request of the type j as k instances, then resource whether to be allocated or not to be checked here. So if it is leading to a safe state, then it may be allocated. If it is not leading to a safe state, then it should be denied. If request of I is less than or equal to need of I, go to step 2. Otherwise it is requesting its request is exceeding its maximum claim. So if request is less than request of process I is less than its need, then go to step 2. If request is less than or equal to available in a step 2, go to step 3, means that it should not also exceed the available resources. So otherwise, since the resources are not available, so this request cannot be taken into consideration. If both are satisfied, then the step 3 says that pretend to allocate requested resources to PI by modifying the state as follows. So what should be done is available should be equal to available minus request of I. Then allocation should be increased, allocation equal to allocation of I plus request of I. So need must be decreased, need of I is equal to need of I minus request. So now available, allocation and need are modified. Then again call the safety check algorithm. If the system is safe, then the resources request by the process PI must be allocated. If the system is unsafe, then PI must wait and with the old resources only. So let us consider an example. Process snapshot. So it is an allocation matrix. There are 5 processes and 3 resources. 5 processes P0, P1, P2, P3, P4. 3 resources A, B, C. So allocation has been already done like this. P0 is allocated with the resource A 0 and resource B 1 and resource C 0. Similarly, if you look at P3, the resource A is allocated to 2 instances, resource B is allocated 1 instance, and resource C is allocated 1 instance. Then max is again a matrix. So the maximum requirement of P0, P1, P2, P3, P4. So maximum requirement is also given. P0 is requesting the resource A 7 instances, B 5 instances, and C 3 instances. The maximum requirement is given by the P0. Similarly, P1, P2, P3, P4 maximum requirement is also given in the matrix. Now we need with this what we can do is the snapshot should also give the available set of resources. So after allocation of all the resources, A, B, C and their instances are already allocated. The available instances of A, B, C are 3, 3, 2. So total number of resources of A, B, C in the system is calculated in this way. Total allocated resources that must be accumulated and put in the matrix here. So the A is allocated for P0, P1, P2, P3, P4 like 0, 2, 3, 2, 0. So if you sum up, you will get 7. Similarly, B 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. If you sum up that, so you are getting 2. Similarly, C 0, 0, 2, 1, 2. If you sum up that, you are getting 5. Next, second point to be considered is available. So available resources of type ABC are 3, 3, 2. Then you make the total sum of these two, you are getting 10, 5, 7. So which means that the maximum available resources are of type A is 10, of type B is 5, of type C is 7. Out of those, allocation is done and available is also given in the snapshot. Now with this, the question is the present system is in a safe state? This is the question that arises. So for that we need to execute the safety check algorithm. So once you start executing the safety check algorithm, you need to find out the need matrix. Allocation matrix is given and max matrix is given. You are calculating the need matrix by taking the formula need of ij equal to maximum of ij minus allocation of ij, means that allocation matrix and maximum matrix to be subtracted each other. So allocation to be subtracted from max, so that you are getting need matrix. So like this. So here 7 minus 0 is 7, 5 minus 1 is 4, 3 minus 0 is 3. So max minus allocation you are doing. Second step, P1 need matrix need values are 1, 2, 2. P2 need matrix are 6, 0, 0. Like that only we are calculating. P3 need matrix are 0, 1, 1. P4 need matrix values are 4, 3, 1. So now we got the need matrix with given max matrix and allocation matrix. The next is, and also available, still they are 3, 3, 2. They have not changed. Now we have to execute safety check algorithm. For safety check algorithm, we will take allocation matrix and need matrix. So work is equal to available. You make it as work variable, work array. So which is equal to available matrix. So we'll keep it as it is. 3, 3, 2. Now you just look at the need of P0. And we will also write the sequence of processes. Look at the need of P0, that is 743. Is it possible to fulfill the need of P0 by available resources? No, because the need of type A is 7, but available is 3. So it is not possible for us to allocate. So now look at P0. Now look at P1, whose need is 1 to 2. Is it possible to satisfy? Yes, it is possible to satisfy the P1 need by available resources. So what we'll do is, so think that it is allocated and P1 is executed and it is returning the resources to the work like this. So it is returning the allocated resources to the work. So the work becomes the added with 3 is added with 2 and 3 is added with 0 and 2 is added with 0, so that the now the available resources are 532. With this 532, we'll move on to the now the process P1 is executed, so we'll move to the process P2. Is it possible to allocate or fulfill the need of the P2 with the available resources? No, because the resource A instances are available 5, but the need is 6. It is not possible to fulfill. Okay, so that what we'll do is we'll go for the next process P3. So P3 is request, or it's having a need 0 1 1, but work or available resources are 532. So it is possible to execute. So P3 can be executed and it will return there its resources. In the sequence of processes, we'll write the P3, then we'll get back the allocated resources of or resources for P3. Then we are getting the added with the available resources. So 5 plus 2 7, 3 plus 1 4, 2 plus 1 3. So now we got the available resources are 743. Next we look for the P4, next process P4. P4 is having a need 431 and available resources are 743. Now it is possible to allocate. So we'll allocate and put the P4 in the sequence and we get the resources allocated for P4. They are returned. Then it becomes 745. So P4 is finished. Now again we'll move for P1, P0. So P0 not yet executed. So now we'll look for the P0. So 743 is a need of P0. The available resources are 745. So it is possible to allocate. So we'll allocate and we'll get the P0 allocation to the work, and P0 is added to the sequence of processes. So now the available resources will be 755. Then we'll go for P2. So because it is not executed, P2 will look for P2 and its need is 600. So now available resources are 755. So it can be executed. So it will take the resources back. So that 7 plus 3 is 10, 5 plus 0 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7. So like this we got all the resources back, and the processes executed in the sequence is P1 first, P3 second, and P4 third, and P0 fourth, and P2 last. So in this order they are executed. So all the processes are executed. System is in safe state. So no problem with the safe sequence. The executing safety algorithm shows that the sequence P1, P2, P4, sorry, P1, P3, P4, P0, P2 satisfy the safety requirement. Therefore, the system is in safe state now. Now, the P4 is a process which is already executing. If it requests for 330, that is A instance 3 and B instance 3 and C instance 0. If it requests additional requirement, so how whether it can be allocated or not, that is to be checked, or granted or not. Can this request by P4 be granted? We'll look into it. The original snapshot, it goes in this way. P4 is having 002 allocated and the maximum requirement is 433. So for this additional request to be done is 330. So it can be done because it can request. So it is not exceeding the maximum request for the maximum requirement of the P4. Also, it can be allocated with the previously available resources 332. So the state of the processes becomes in this way. P4 becomes now 332. Earlier it was 002. Now with the request it becomes 332. So think that it is not yet allocated, but it is pretended. After allocation, what will happen? So the respective need matrix for the new snapshot is calculated in this way. So P1, P0, P1, P2, P3 need becomes same, but P4 need has been changed. Maximum is 433 for the P4, and now you just pretend that the request has been allocated, and now 332 P4 is having allocation 332 and their need becomes 101. So this is the need and available resources are 002. It will look for allocation. Now you just observe as we did in the previous. Look at the need of P0. Is it possible to allocate with the available resources? No, because A need of P0 of type A is 7, but it is here available is 0. So B is 4 and here available is 0. C is 3 and here available is 2. So not possible. So we'll move to the next process. We'll look at the need of P1. Is it possible to satisfy with the available resources? No. Again, it is not matching. I mean, it is not. Need of I is not less than or equal to work. You keep go for the next process P2. It is also not possible. Then P3. It is also not possible. P4. It is also not possible because available resources are not satisfying the requirements or needs of the processes. After pretending P4 is given, I mean P4 is allocated with this. So now no process is executed, so that the request by P4 330 is denied. Request by process P4 33 is denied. So similarly you just go for doing the calculation for the request 020 by P0. Can it be granted for the original snapshot. You take the original snapshot and do it for the P0. Similarly, calculate the safetiness of the system. So this is the resource request algorithm. How this is how it works. Even after allocation, by pretending request has been allocated, we'll check the safetiness of the system. If it leads to the safetiness, then it can be granted. If it is not leading to the safetiness of the system, then it is denied. So here just look at the previous one. So here allocation matrix, the last must be P4 must be considered as 332. Make small correction here. 332 must be made. So this is all about the resource request algorithm and Banker's algorithm. Banker's algorithm comes with two steps. One is safetiness check. Second one is the resource request handling. So after resource request fulfilled, whether it leads the safetiness of the system or not, you check. If it is safe, then you grant the resource. Otherwise, you deny and allow the other processes to execute. So the another method, deadlock detection. So we learned about deadlock avoidance. Avoidance means that, so for the running system, so if there are some deadlocks occurring, the algorithm will detect the deadlock. Algorithm will check the deadlock whether it is happening or not. If it is happening, then it will avoid the allocation of resources. If it is not happening, then it is allowing to continue the execution. But here deadlock detection means, just look at the definition here. If system is not having a deadlock prevention or avoidance methods in the system, if deadlock occurs, then to handle the system, we must have two things: deadlock algorithm, detection algorithm, and second one is recovery scheme. So it is allowing the system to continue its execution, and at some instances, so it will execute detection algorithm. If there is a deadlock, then it will recover from this. So there are two steps again. One is deadlock detection algorithm and recovery scheme. Deadlock detection algorithm, about this we will discuss in the next video. So this is about the Banker's algorithm that we discussed, and we have just introduced deadlock detection algorithm. Thank you for watching up to here. The remaining part will be in the next video.